music booth, and we're going over the new Minotaur bass synthesizer, 2-oscillator synthesizer, all analog. It can be MIDI controllable. It has a MIDI input. It also has control voltage inputs like almost all Moog stuff does, so it can be interfaced with old analog equipment and new Moog stuff. The bass on this is extremely rich. It's modeled after the Taurus 1 pedals, which we then put into the Taurus 3 pedals. A lot of people wanted to be able to throw that Taurus sound in their backpack, and so now we have the Minotaur. Sounds great with an arpeggiator as well. You get some really 303 sort of sounding stuff happening. On the back, we have control voltage inputs and MIDI input, so you can control it with just about any piece of equipment you can think of that has MIDI or control voltage. Amazing. Yeah. Also USB MIDI controllable, so that you can really easily interface it with a DAW or something. There's 2 waveforms for each oscillator. There's this sawtooth and square.
Today we're releasing a software upgrade and we have some new features. It's a sequencer where you can have a small sequence for every key, so you can have these guys play together. I love the graphic. And we have the same for the drums. Then we have a new drum synth, synthetic drums. Oh, wow. Let's turn off the sequencer.
Och de här är olika höjdor liksom? Ja, det är olika sensorer. Så det är liksom en accelerometer. Den andra är en vanlig härd. Och den andra är den där lilla klubban vi byggde bara lite på sättet. Så var det bara vinkligt. Okej, så de har alla tre på de här?
There's actually 2 sequencers in this is a dual sequencer where each one has 2 channels of output and has a lot of strange features like conditional and probabilistic loop settings, so you can tell each stage to jump to any other stage with a given probability. So you can sort of build these generative things with it. This is a more compact 4-channel sequencer with a whole lot of different addressing modes, internal and external, and MIDI clock and so on. And basically those stage durations are set as ratios, either power of 2 ratios or arbitrary ratios of the master tempo. And then there's some really exotic kind of loop logic stuff. For example, you set a loop begin and end point, but both the begin and the end point have counters, so you can nest these and have very discursive things happening. Some features to have different sequencers synchronize each other or strobe each other into arbitrary points.
What about this? What seems like it's a ribbon controller section?
Sure. Right? Well, it's essentially that. Although it doesn't use like direct capacitance sensing like a ribbon controller. It uses a semiconductive membrane in between, so you could play it with things that are non-capacitive. It's also just more linear response, and that comes out of this module. Here's where the CVs are actually patched from it. There's a couple of flavors of this control panel. This one has an arpeggiator built in, and each of these keys is responsive to pressure and location. They can be arbitrarily configured into groups that can overlap. So, for example, this key could be in a group containing all of these keys and also a group that contains just these keys. And so, for example, you could be playing a scale and also, affecting sort of fader position.
So I can show you some of the other views of it too. There's a basic mixer in here for the main tracks and sort of banks and whatnot, and then an effects kind of rig. So there's 3 effects just kind of right off the bat. We have a bit crusher, per track. A delay, so a syncopal delay, kind of with a dampened filter over time, track mix, so kind of a send effect, and then a compressor limiter on the master channel to really boost it up. So it's kind of the effects units that are in here.
Can it time stretch?
And then the real kind of, sorry?
Can it time stretch?
No word on that yet. Then we can dump into the program editor here. So right in here I can drag around sounds to the different pads and set up my drum kit, my program. And you can load sounds via iTunes, bring in your own stuff. You can also sample here too, but there'll be a full set of Akai factory sounds here, and you can basically just drag them onto the pads, set them up, and you're good to go, and adjust some basic parameters here as well. But you can also sample right onto the pads. So this is standard MPC style sampling. You hit a threshold, so once you arm it, it's armed, and then you hit your snare or your clap or whatever, and you're off and running sampling. But the real fun is you can sample right off of your iPod library with this turntable in the app. So I can pull up a track here and jog around big jumps with the tone arm, right? Sort of scratch it, but jog, to get into position. And once you're off and going, you're sampling. And then, of course, the final step, you can trim down and zone in on the spot you're looking for. Name it here, everything. Just drop on a category, and boom, now it's on the pad. So you can't really hear it.
So this is the Cuneo. This is our newest product, and basically what you can see, it's very similar to a drum pad. It is a drum pad, and it has that kind of response, and it allows you to trigger clips and play through clips and samples like that. It is pressure sensitive and it is velocity sensitive, so you're going to have that kind of control. You're going to have that kind of feedback and dynamics going. But what makes this a little bit different is that it also has an XY control. So what I like to do is bring up this here. It's just our sensor. back to what we were doing. So when I press a pad, you can see the harder I press on the pad, the larger the circle gets. That's representing the pressure. And of course, wherever I'm pressing on the pad, that's where this indicator is going. So you can grab those values, you can grab the X value, the Y value, you can use that to control whatever you like. So in this example here, you just open it and grab it on this auto filter. So as I move through, I'm affecting the sound. So you can see how somebody's playing the drum pad or launching a clip or something like that, and combine these two things and really add a new level to their high performance. Another really neat thing about this is that, so you've got 4x4, 16 pads. However, if you press this in here, you'll enter what we call grid mode, and it acts like a sequencer. So what I'm going to do is go back and actually I'm going to just turn down the volume. And you can press the corners. It's kind of hard to see here with the light, but I can press the corner of these, and we have drum sounds attached to each space. So it's actually an 8-step sequencer. And so you can then jump back to your previous mode and juggle or do whatever you want, and have the other sound playing, and this remains intact. It's still there.
Welcome to Dubspot. We believe in providing you hands-on experience right away. Whether you're completely new to music and want to turn the sounds in your head into a musical reality, or you're an experienced artist looking to refine your skills and add new tools to your arsenal, we're ready to meet you at your level. For students of all ages, all levels, and all styles of music, Dubspot is here to help you achieve your goals. With course offerings both online wherever you are and at our school in the heart of New York City, we are ready to guide you through the next phase of your musical transformation. Whether you want to produce music, DJ, or do both, you've come to the right place. Come explore Dubspot for yourself, become a part of our community, and make music.